Okay, so I am drinking my tea, a cup that I made in high school at the latest glaze. If you know, you know. In the spirit of putting on the oldest makeup I own. This tea is delicious, by the way. If you like cinnamon, you gotta get it. Harney and Sons, so good. Hot cinnamon sunset. Okay, so I don't use primer, but I do use Paula's Choice. This stuff's really good. It's my SPF. And then this is the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense. And then I use Clinique Moisturizer. This is great if you have skin like mine. My skin's dry a lot, but I also have breakouts. And it's really good. It moisturizes. It doesn't add extra oil to my face. I love it. I needed a new eye cream, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to use, so I just bought this CVS one. It has hyaluronic acid, which I love, and I really like it so far. And then for my lips, I use the Glossier Coconut Balm Dotcom. I've had this one forever. I love it. I'm just barely halfway through. You can use this on your lips, but you can also use it on your cuticles, on any other dry places, your elbows, anywhere that needs some love. So for foundation, I don't wear foundation very often, and I also don't keep foundation for 12 years. So this one is newer, but this is a type of foundation that I have used for years. So this is the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus. I wear the shade Soft Beige. I don't like a ton of coverage on my skin, and this one is pretty good. It's nice and natural looking. You can build it up if you want to, but if you don't like a ton of coverage like me, it's really good. I just apply it with this paddle applicator. And then this is a brush that I've had forever, probably the longest. I've owned a brush, with the exception of one, I'll show you later. This is the Sigma F84 Angled Kabuki. These were, back in the day, there was a set of Sigma brushes. There were 4, I think, different kind of complexion brushes that were all over YouTube, and so I paid like, I think $60 some for this set of 4 brushes, and I still have all of them. They're great. They hold up really well. And I just kind of buff it in. I've tried using a sponge to apply foundation, and I just don't love it. I prefer using a brush. This blends in really easily. And I have really pigmented eyelids, so I make sure I put it on my eyelid and on my under eye as well. You can see right now it looks really, really glowy and dewy, which I like. I use mostly powder products for the other things that go on my face, and so I like starting with a dewier base, because then when you put some powder on, it doesn't look crepey and quite as dry. That's what that is looking like. And then for my concealer, again, this is not an old one, but like this specific one I've not had for a long time, but this is a product that I've used forever. It's the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Undereye. I have such dark circles, and I've tried probably 100 or more concealers, and this is the best one I've found. You can still see my dark circles a little bit because they're just that bad, but it just goes on so well. It's the fullest coverage. I've found you really have to use a small amount because a little goes such a long way. And then I do use a sponge. This is the e.l.f. I think a newer e.l.f. sponge that's made to go with their Camo concealer. I used to just apply under eye concealer with my finger, but this product is really, you need a sponge or a brush or something to apply it because it's so thick. And I make sure that I get it, I have a lot of blueness right here, kind of on the inner corner of my eye, so I make sure to get concealer there, and again, to hit my eyelid. I do have age spots. Time marches on. And I find that if I'm wearing that foundation, unless I have really significant breakouts, the foundation really gives enough coverage. If it didn't, I would want to use a different concealer. This one's so creamy, I would not want to use it on my face. It's really just something I use for my under eye. And then to set, I have the Laura Mercier loose setting powder. I've had this for years. It says it's only good for 12 months, but I've had this for years. This was like a cult classic years and years ago. It's really good. The only thing I will say is be sure that when you put it on, you are done with your base, because once this is on, it's not budging. You don't want to try and go back over it with a cream product. So I'm just going to use the same brush I applied my foundation with, tap the excess powder off into the cap, and kind of press that in. I don't sweep it because I find that disrupts the concealer or foundation, so I just kind of try to press it in. And I really just do this on my under eye. I'll do a little bit on my chin and around my nose. Those are areas where I do get a little bit oilier. But the rest of my face, because I'm going to be putting on blush and bronzer and whatnot, I really just leave alone. Okay, that's what that is looking like. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I went back and looked, and this palette I bought in 2013. I still have it. I've decluttered my makeup several times, and this has made it through every declutter. This is the Naked 2 by Urban Decay. This was really like one of the first high-end makeup products I purchased, and I wore it all the time, and I have not hit pan on any of this. The colors, I guess I should turn it upside down. The colors are so pretty. The pans are falling out. It has a really nice mix of matte and shimmer. It's mostly shimmer, but it has enough mattes for my purposes. Some tea. Okay, so my eyeshadow brushes that I have, that I've had for a long time, I've got 4 of them. The first one I'm going to use this is a Sonia Kashuk, just like a fluffy kind of blending brush. I got this from Target in a set with 3 or 4 other brushes. It doesn't have like a name or number on it. I'm sure you can't get this anymore. So first I just kind of take this kind of matte beige color, it's called Foxy, and just apply that all over the lid. This step seems like it doesn't matter because you can't really see a difference, but since I applied that concealer on my eyelids, and it's so creamy. If you don't set it, like this one's already starting to, it will crease. So you can use the setting powder if you want to. I personally just go in with a matte kind of neutral shade from whatever palette I'm using. And this just helps so that whenever you start applying the rest of your eyeshadow, it blends easily. It doesn't kind of stick or, you know, skip or clump up in any one area. Okay, so once I have that down, then I'm going to take this really pretty taupey shade. This was so popular. It's called Tease, and I'm just going to kind of buff that out into my crease. I have really hooded eyes, so I kind of try to tilt my head back a bit and make sure that my eyelid's not creased when I'm applying it. That all over. It's looking pretty good, just a little bit more there. Okay, then I'm gonna take this. Is the oldest brush I own. This is a Garden Botanica shadow brush. This was a store that was in the mall. It's kind of like a Bath and Body Works. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, but I'm gonna take this shade YDK and blend this kind of onto the middle. And the outer corner. This is just a really pretty, warm, shimmery color. Taking that just up into the crease. This is really taking me back. I use this palette so often. I remember looking up different looks with this on YouTube. It was so popular. Okay, I'm gonna take that Sonia Kashuk brush again and just kind of, I didn't get any more shadow on this, but I still had some leftovers of that taupey shade Tease, and I'm just kind of blending this so there are no harsh lines in my crease. Okay, then I'm going to take from that same Sonia Kashuk set, I have this one. This is just kind of like a flat shadow brush. I like this for brow bone or inner corner. I'm gonna take, this is the one I used to use, this shade right here, Chopper. It's a lighter, kind of a lighter version of the YDK, just like a shimmery, warm, pretty color, and put this on my inner corner. Okay. I have such dark under eyes that I don't typically put shadow on my bottom lashes or underneath my eye. Okay, for brows. These pencils are old. I've had these for a long time. These are the NYX Micro Brow pencils. I wear the shade Ash Brown. These are really good. They have a spoolie on one end that's super dirty and disgusting. And my gosh, this one's almost gone. They're just this really fine tip. These were supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia micro brow pencils. Okay. my brows are not very full. I start here and just kind of draw a line underneath. I know this looks a little crazy at first, but I blend it in with the spoolie afterwards. I'm not very good at doing my brows. Okay, then I just kind of run this through it. Make sure I'm blending out any harsh lines. Okay, this one. Do you guys have one brow that's better than the other? This brow is my bad one. My right brow is much better. I used to pluck my brows. That could be why. I really have not plucked my brows in years at this point. Okay. All right, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, and then for brow gel, this one's so good. I've used this one for years. It's the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. It's just clear. This stuff is really like hairspray for your brows. It has, the brush is really interesting. It's kind of, on one side it has longer bristles than the other, so I usually just kind of take the flat paddle side and sweep some gel on and then comb it through. It can look a little bit feathery, but nothing crazy. And when I have this on, my brows do not budge all day. It does give you a little bit of like a crispy hairspray feeling when you touch your brows, so if you don't like that, you may not like this. I don't mind it. I'm not personally touching my brows often throughout the day. And it's just really reliable. Like I said, I've used it for years. I get this at Ulta. I love it. Okay. Eyelashes. Where is my mascara? There it is. Okay, so the eyelash curler I've had for years, this is my second one. I had one for a long time that broke. This is the Tarte eyelash curler. I love this one because it has these like rubbery, flat, cushioned grips, so it just makes it really easy to use. I have really straight, downward pointing eyelashes, so I have to curl the heck out of my lashes to get any. If I just put mascara on, you wouldn't be able to tell. My lashes are terrible. I just kind of pulse the curler. I do each one a couple of times. And the mascara that I have, again, this is not an old one, but I change out my mascara every few months. But this is one I've used for a long time. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is just a black one, but I think my friend Brittany turned me on to this, if I'm remembering correctly. I really like it. I don't have issues with it transferring Gives me some volume and some length. It's really black. I also do not put mascara on my lower lashes, again, because I have such dark under eye circles. I just have always felt like when I tried wearing mascara on my lower lashes, it sort of emphasized those. So that is what they look like. It's pretty nice. I only do one coat for an everyday sort of look. Okay, bronzer. This is one I've had a really long time. This is actually a sample that I got, I think from Ulta maybe. But it is the Hoola Benefit Hoola bronzer, and it's just a really nice color. I don't use this to contour. I have a cooler one I use to contour, but I didn't use to contour, so I don't have a particularly old contour color, so I just use this as a bronzer. Oh, this was a birthday gift. Okay. So for bronzer, I have a Sephora powder brush. Again, this is so old it's not numbered. This was one I think I got as part of a set that was on clearance a long time ago. It's held up really well. It's really soft and fluffy. So just sort of swirl around, tap off the excess, just kind of apply it under my cheekbones, and I think it just gives like a really nice, pretty sort of warmth to the skin. I don't know about you, but in winter, I can use that on my temples. Okay. All right, and then for blush, I have had, where is it? I grabbed the wrong one. Hold on. Okay. So this blush, oh my gosh, this is one of the only products I have actually ever hit pan on. And this is the NARS blush in Orgasm, and this is such a pretty color. I've had this is my second one actually. I've had this color though for years. It's so pretty. It kind of goes with everything. It goes with, you know, almost every skin tone. It's great. And to apply this, where did it go? Blush brush. I have this EcoTools Tapered Blush brush. I think I got this one at Walmart. It's really nice. It's, as you can see, kind of got this when you turn it to the side, this sort of taper to it. Applies blush really well. I've had it for years and years. I feel like this blush is one that it's hard to overdo it with. It is a little bit shimmery, so if you don't like a shimmery blush, you may not like this, but it's just really flattering. It goes with pretty much any, you know, eye look or whatever color you may decide to do on your eyes or lips. It's just really flattering. For a long time, this was the only blush I wore, maybe the only blush I had, actually. I remember being so excited when I could afford to buy this, because it is expensive. Okay, for highlight, I have Becca Champagne Pop. This is a great color. I've had this one for years. It lasts a long time. I wanted to get Mary Luminizer by the Balm. I don't know if you guys remember that. I love that. It's still great, but the one that I had broke, and so I got rid of it in a declutter not long ago. I'm just using a, doesn't have, beige. illuminator brush. I don't really have an old highlighting brush. I didn't wear highlight a super long time ago. But this brush I've had, I think I got it in an Ipsy bag maybe, but I've had this for maybe 4 or 5 years, so it's still older. I like it. It's on the smaller side, but I don't wear a ton of highlight when I put it on. It's just a really pretty warm highlight. I like this too as like a brow bone or inner corner highlight on your eyes. It's just really pretty. Okay, and then lips. This, aside from the Naked 2 palette, maybe one of the oldest products I own. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but this is Clinique. It's a product called Almost Lipstick, and the shade is Black Honey, and it looks so dark. I remember when I got this, I was really scared to use it, but when you put it on, it's just really sheer. It's really pretty. It adds a little bit of color, but it's mostly just shine, and it gives really nice moisture. You almost feel like you're wearing a chapstick, like a lip balm. Okay, and then the last thing I have is a setting spray. I don't use setting spray a ton, but I bought this one, oh gosh, was it that long ago? Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. MAC Fix Plus, they came out with some scented ones, and this is the rose scented one. I love things that smell like rose. This one's really nice. Okay. That's what it looks like. Don't mind my crazy hair. This was really fun to do, going through my makeup collection and just finding some older products that honestly I haven't used in a long time. I have not used this palette in forever. I have not used the Clinique lip color in forever, and kind of just getting them out and going through them gave me a fun excuse to play with makeup, and just sort of reminded me how much I like these. So I would love to see other people do this, particularly those of you that have large makeup collections like I do. I hope you have as much fun doing it as I did.